Hello everyone. So today we are going to extend character interaction system with the objects in the world. So here we have this barbell where character can go near that and lift it. So while we do the lifting, the character can't move or anything. So but the character is actually interacting with the object and move away and rest. So yeah, so this is what we are going to work on today. So the difference is, in the previous object that we enable interaction, so here in this chair we are not really interacting with any other objects. We are just moving the character into the place and play an animation, but in this case we are actually grabbing this object and do some action with it and placing it back. So it's a one step more complicated than the previous interactable object that we had before. So yeah, let's see how to implement this today. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment in this project. We can go near these chairs and sit, and if you want we can stand up when I press E. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have at the moment. And if you remember, these chairs are implemented with this as child actors of this BP interactable actor. So the reason I set up this base class, base actor, and this BPI character interface and this chair as a child class, so that we will have an extendable system where we can have different types of actors that the player will be able to interact with. Not just player, NPC characters will also. So today we are going to make things a bit more complicated. We are not just like in chair, because in the chair player just have to go there and sit, so it's not necessarily interacting with any other object other than just player move into the place and play in a certain animation. So what I want to do is, here I have imported this barbell. This is some model that I found in internet. So, but I have done some modification where the root of this barbell is here. This is to make things easier when character grab this barbell. So, right. So the next interactable object that we are going to implement is, player will be able to go to this barbell and player will be able to grab it and do some lifting and put it back and move on. So as I said, this is a bit complicated than the chair because player has to interact with this object. Okay, so to get started, let me again create a child actor from this BP interactable actor, and I'll call it BP barbell and open. Now here I'll add that barbell as a mesh component like this. So it and let me remove this and drag and drop the barbell here. So this is the forward. I think it would be easier if I rotate the barbell to face the forward direction, and also it should be centered. So let me go to the front view and lift this to match with this 0 ground location and center it. Okay, now if player goes here, again we get the press C to interact, but nothing happens. So how do we implement the interaction? And I have already imported this animation, which player lift the barbell and place it back. So let's add this as a reference so we can get the placements correctly. Let me add a skeletal mesh and set many, and as the animation I'll choose that clean and jerk. Okay, I'll pause it and I'll set this mesh as a child of the default scene round rather than the barbell. Let me rotate it 90 degrees. And move it somewhere like this, and initial position let me adjust to a place where the character grab the barbell. So like this. Right, now if I drag and drop the barbell under the character, it stays in place because we have this offset, but it's not really moving with the character. See, so if we want the barbell to move with the character, we need to attach it to some socket in the character's hand. So let me open the character, and can we add a preview scene? Hands are a bit skewed, but it doesn't matter. Now under the hand, so hand socket is here, but what we need, and meta index, perhaps let me add a socket, add socket, and let me switch to front so that let me switch to world space. So I'll set the hand socket here. Right. Let me check in the right side as well. Okay, this should be fine. But if I switch to the local space, you can see it has some rotation. So if I add a preview mesh and barbell, this is how it's attached. So if I add a 90-degree rotation, it's still not perfect. reduce this minimum segment. We can move, rotate. Okay, how about now? Let me move the animation. Okay, let's see when it lifts. Right, this seems good enough. Oh, there is a bit of let me disable the snapping. Okay, that's fine. Right. Save. So we have the handle socket. Now I'll attach this barbell to handle socket without any offset. So it should work fine now. Yeah. Okay, so now again, this is only for reference. As I said, we don't really need this character model here, so let me place it back. So if I go to the world view now, the barbell is like this, and we have the character too, which is not required. So for now, I'll just make this character invisible before completely removing, because we might still need this to set up references. Now again, in the parent actor, we have few events: a start interaction and end interaction. So here let me override start interaction, and I'll make sure that I'm calling the parent function as well. And here we do set this interacting actor, so we can access get interacting actor. So to represent the location that the character needs to move in order to lift the barbell, well, actually that's this skeletal mesh location. So let me just add a scene component. Character location. This is where the character should be in order to properly lift the barbell. Okay. And also character should be facing the other way, this way. Okay, so let me get the character location and get location, world location, and get rotation, world rotation. From the interacting actor, get root component and move component to this location and this rotation. Ease in, ease out, perhaps 0.5 seconds. Right. Okay. Now let's see if it moves correctly. Oh, it has to go to the other side, which is not good. But before fixing that, let me just simply rotate this 180 degrees, and then character actually should not go here. We shouldn't use the Z location, so we only use the XY location from this character location. So therefore I'll get character location and split this, break, split. So as for the X and Y, I'll use this. As for the Z, I'll use the existing Z location of the character. Right, now let's check. Yeah, now the location is correct. So then what the character should do is lift in the barbell. So for that, how should we do it? I think we should move the character as the character plays the lifting animation. So again, get the interacting actor, and so this is an actor, so we can't play an animation on this actor. So I'll cast to a character, and then I'll do this initially. Wait, we can have a sequence here, so we can just call this here, and along with that we can get that let me promote this to a variable. I'll call it character. Then from the character, get mesh and play animation no, that's not montage. Yeah, play montage. So here now we can play this as a montage. So let me create an animation montage. Okay, let's see if this part works. Character is a bit above here, a bit above the ground, so that's a bit of a problem, but it seems that way even in here. Why is that? Let me open the character blueprint. Okay, so it's a little bit 89. Maybe there's a perfectly good reason to Epic to set it like that in the default character, but let me just set it to 90 because I don't like when it looks floating. It still looks floating, but not much. But here it's very clear it's floating. So we might have to, why is it floating? Is it a problem with animation? Yeah, it seems like the problem is within the animation. I'm not really going to fix that actually today now. Maybe wait. Root. Oh, give me a minute. What if let me closely inspect this. Is it actually the animation, or is it happening in the character itself? So we can check it here. Select the character, so it's 95, and if I enable capsule visibility, yeah, capsule is actually floating, not the mesh. So to fix that, here, instead of using interact in actor location, what if I get this value, this is on the floor, and add let's say the half height of, oh, we can't access, but from the character we can access the capsule. So get capsule component, and then half height, add it to this location, this Z value, and move the character there. Right, now let's see. Oh wait, why did the character fall down? Right, here, okay, here we haven't, when we go to this node, we haven't set the character yet. So that means we have to do that here. Well, better, let me do it over here. So no confusion. Right, now let's see. Still a bit floating. Okay, anyway, let's proceed. We can fine tune the details later. So here, let me go to the montage, and what is the moment the character should grab? Here I'll add a montage notify, and this notify should grab the barbell. So, and also another notify here. Here character should release the barbell. So another notify, montage notify. Here I'll set the name to grab. Wait, did I select the first one? Yeah. And this one, release. Okay, now here on notify begin, so we can check if the name is equal to rep, that's our branch. What we should do is we should attach the barbell to the characters mesh. So get the character, get mesh, attach component to component like this. Now I'll keep location world, rotation world, scale, everything world, and then we can smoothly move the barbell to the hands using this move component to set everything to 0. Is in, is out. Pointer should be fine because character is pretty close anyway. Okay, now let's see. Wait, nothing happened. Why? Didn't I save this? Crap. Okay, we have to give a socket name, which is handler socket. Compile. Otherwise, we are not attaching the barbell to anywhere. Still not working. Oh, sorry. Barbell is the target and mesh is the parent. Okay, it's moving. The reason is collision. So it would be better once we are going to interact with the barbell, we should disable collision. So set collision enable to no collision. Once we release it, we can re-enable it. Okay, nice. It's a bit of going through, but that's because of the limitations in animation. Okay, and now we need to release. So in the next montage notify, so it's not going to be grabbed definitely, so it's release, but we don't need to check it, we can just use this false. So then what we can do is get the barbell and attach it to the default scene root. Attach, not actor. Attach component to component. Barbell is the target. Default scene root is the row parent. Okay, keep everything world, and possibly we should re-enable collisions there, but let's test first. Okay, see, oh, it's floating, but we can move it to the original location. That means 0 0, right? So here again, access the barbell, move component to 0 0. Right. Oh, wait, is there a rotation initially? It's under skeletal mesh. So there are some offset. What if I reset it? Okay, 90. No, that's not a good idea. Let me undo it. And I'll save the original transform of the barbell to a variable here. Get relative transform. Right, to transform. From what to variable or general transform. Right. Now we can use it here. Get the original transform, split and move there. Oh, why is it? Why is it submerged? Oh. Okay. Alright, now let's check. And we can move while we do this, so we need to prevent that. See, so to disable character movement, we have this double movement interface event that we set up yesterday, so we can use it. Yeah. Double moment here we can again get the character and call toggle movement with the true. So character can start moving again. Right. Okay. Okay, now character can move through this because we have disabled the collisions. Perhaps let me show the collisions. Okay, that's good enough. Let's set collision enabled to. Actually, we are not using queries, only physics, but let me just do this in case you have to use queries as well. Alright. Now even if I press any movement keys, it's not moving. Okay. And yeah, now we move over it. So yeah, collisions are working. Okay. And I'm not sure if you remember, if you noticed, here the character is not properly holding. See, so it's not holding in balance. So we have to move the pivot. A bit to the right. We can do that and import settings, import translation. Is it X here? 20. No, it should be minus. Maybe it's a bit too much. Okay, let's see how it looks now. Yeah, it's a bit too much to the. No, it's fine. Alright, so another problem is we need to address is if the character enter from here. So still character moves to the place, which is not good. So perhaps we should have a workaround for that. What we can do is here. What if I rotate the entire barbell? Like this. Would that be noticeable? So it can work actually, but we will see some snapping of the object, but still it's better than moving the character to the other side. But how do we know the character is in which side, here or here? So we have character location, let me call it 1, and duplicate it, and character location 2. So this basically I'll move it to the other side. So then we can use these two components to see which side the character is on. So where should we do that? Here. Let me collapse this. Oh wait, yeah, function will also work. Check side. Okay, now here we have already set the character. So we have the interacting actor, and then we can get these two locations. So we can get character location of the interacting actor and get world location of the character location 1 and world location of character location 2. Right, now we can find distance. And check if this is, which one is larger. So if the first one is larger, that means character is in the opposite side. No, if this is true, character is in the correct side, so we don't need to rotate. But if it is false, we have to set actor location, sorry, not location, rotation. So we basically need to rotate it 180 degrees. So take actor rotation, X and Y shouldn't change, but this should change 180 degrees. Okay, now let's test. Let me first check from this side. Oh wait, that's wrong. Alright, so first one is larger means we have to rotate. Okay, yeah, character location 1, distance larger means character is in the other side. So right, that was a mistake. So now there should not be any rotations. Okay, from the other side, yeah, it's working. You do see the snapping, but better than nothing. Alright, So that's it for today. So I'm gonna stop this episode right here. So now we have 2 interactable objects. Perhaps in the next time we can look into how to make these interactable objects interact with NPCs. How do NPC characters interact with these subjects? So NPC characters should be able to sit or do the exercises. Okay, so thanks for watching. As always, project files will be available for the download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you would like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye.